Hello, everyone. Do you think that you don't have any anti-money laundering experience or financial crime compliance experience or no banking experience at all, and you want to make a career in anti-money laundering or financial crime compliance, and or never worked in banking, but you have worked in finance or you have worked in HR or any other field of work, and you want to make a career. So, and you're thinking that can I be trained to make a career and pass the examination and start my career? Yes, you can. I made a list of all my training sessions, how they are constructed, what are the topics are. These the topics that these are the all the subtopics, but I've summarized them in one line. I like to keep my training sessions, a bit surprising or without anyone able to know things and able to be engaged in without knowing that what topics we're going to be discussing. But I'm going to be summarizing you right now, and how at the end of the training session with 50 hours of the training session that you're going to get, how much you're going to be able to learn, and what sort of things that you will be able to learn. I'm going to tell you that by the time I end the training sessions, you're going to get the knowledge of 4 or 5 years, the 4 or 5 years in anti-money laundering or financial crime compliance that takes you to learn things. I will be able to help you to get that training in 50 hours of the training session in 3 months. That is going to take you. Why the 3 months? Because I'm telling you that it's only 8 weekends. It takes me to prepare you for in 8 weeks or 8 weekends, and then you're going to have to take a month break or 4 weeks break to revise everything and write your examination, ideally speaking, if you are willing to work hard. So in the first training session, we're going to be discussing how to perform risk assessment, which is to perform KYC and CDD on the customer, how what is the residual risk and what is the control environment, and from A to Z. It takes me 4 hours to complete this whole training session. What is the responsibility of KYC and CDD analysis? And then we're going to be discussing how SAR and STR writing is. We're going to be discussing CTR writing, the cash transaction report writing, in our fifth training session. But the second one is about that when you apply for the job, in the job description, you're gonna see that they ask you to, do you know how to perform SAR writing and STR writing. In the third training session, we're going to be discussing how cross-border transaction works with the correspondence banking, how to open a correspondent banking account as per US Patriot Act Section 311, and Wolfsburg Group, a questionnaire, and lastly, we're going to be discussing PAB screening. We're also going to be discussing KYC of an entity or a company, how to identify beneficial owner, ultimate beneficial owner. In the fourth session, we're going to be discussing customers, how to perform an investigation on the suspicious activities of the customer, or the suspicious activities from end to end, how we can close an account, perform law enforcement agencies coordination. In the fifth one, we're going to be discussing how alerts are generated using an automated tool. I'm going to be giving the example of FCCM, which is called in some countries Manchas. I have the two documents available to help you understand how alerts are generated and how they are fine-tuned. We're going to be discussing how law enforcement agencies like FBI perform an investigation on the customers or the suspects or the reported person on whom we have filed SAR. In the seventh session, we're going to be discussing Financial Action Task Force, its objective, how 40 recommendations are used to perform a MER, mutual evaluation report, on a country, and how European Union directives do their role in European Union, in European member states. We're going to be switching to one session per weekend after completing of initial 6 training session, 2 sessions per weekend, then moving to 1 session per weekend, Saturdays only. Or if it's you're watching this video on a group where it's most probably be a Friday evening, depend upon the timings of your group actually. Okay, then we're going to be discussing what is a Wolfsburg Group is, what sort of guidance and framework they have provided. Wolfsburg Group have provided, Basel Committee has provided, and European Union, USA Patriot Act, Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2020, and Corporate Transparency Act of 2021. What are their role in stopping and preventing money laundering and terrorist financing and extraterritorial reach of US Patriot Act. We're going to be discussing non-bank financial institutions in our ninth training session, where insurance companies, on brokerage houses, credit card companies, how they are used to do money laundering, and designated non-financial and business professionals like casinos or vehicle sellers or real estate or trust and company service providers, how they are used, or investment and community advisor, how they are used by their clients or customer to do money laundering, terrorist financing, their red flags. Then we're going to switch to 2 sessions per week. We're going to be discussing sanction screening, how this is performed, why sanctions are imposed, different list of the sanctions, and lastly, trade-based money laundering. I'm going to try to, since I'm a CGSS or sanctions specialist as well, I have training sessions for those for sanctions, like around 20 or 12, 12 or 13 training sessions, things that I cover in 25 hours of the training session. Each session is 2 hours long. Like last time I did this training session with 30 or 40 participants on 4th of June in last year. I think the third one is going to start next month in April. I'm going to be summarizing all of that in our 4 hours of the training session. Then we're going to be discussing how people around the world are using cryptocurrency to do money laundering and how we can prevent them, what are the regulatory requirements, are travel rule, and all those things. This training session will be 3 hours. We're going to be discussing how typologies assessment is performed. I have a exercise, rule exercise I call this. I developed this to help you understand, if you do not have the anti-money laundering experience, how different type of money laundering can be done used in a bank, which is called topology assessment. What are different red flags are. When you have completed this exercise, I'm going to be discussing that in a live training session. And in the last group training session, we're going to be discussing what IT skills you need to develop in order to increase your chances of getting a job in anti-money laundering. I've made videos about it as well previously, what sort of IT skills are required. These are group training sessions. You can see that these are 49 hours of the training session. When you have done that, after completion of the training session, you have to revise, take a month to revise. You're going to get some mock questions from me. These mock questions that I have drafted myself, and this will help you to assess your examination before you write your examination. There are 722 of them, with the discussion with over 600 people who have passed the examination for their suggested answer, the correct answer. Then you're going to have select time and date with me to have this session one-on-one. These are all in group setting, fixed timings and dates. This is flexible timings and dates. When you have done your preparation, you're going to have the session with me. Doesn't need to be 4 weeks later or 1 month later. Whenever you have the able to prepare yourself, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months later, then you're going to have a session with me, write your examination. I'm going to assess you that are you ready to take your examination by discussing some more questions. I will be providing you some tips to the examination, and then you're going to be writing your examination to pass it in your first attempt. So this is how we do this. They are actually very detailed topics. There are lots of them. Each session have very detailed ones, but these are the summary of it. I wanted to give you that if a point of view that if you are able to, with no experience, you are still able to make a career. Like I've helped people with working in finance or HR or medical fields or any other fields of work. There was a engineer as well, mechanical engineer. I helped her pass the examination in India. So it doesn't matter if you have, if you feel I need people with the three, personality attributes. If you think that you are sharp, you are interested in making a career in anti-money laundering, and you're high IQ level person. Sharp means that you are able to remember things because it's a very demanding field, and if you are taking interest in this field of work, and also you have a high IQ level, you can join this training sessions and pass your examination. This certificate will help you to start your career at an entry level. But since you got the knowledge of whatever I have the knowledge, I will provide you this knowledge, which is a practical knowledge. This is what will be assessed by your interviewer when you're applying for the job in interview, anti-money laundering job. They will assess you and able to convince them that you are the right person, with impress them with this knowledge. They will provide you the job or offer you the job. That this has happened so many times in different countries with the different people from different countries. So this will help you as well. I've trained people from 72 different countries. So just you most probably have seen this in the previous groups as well, that I made the video mentioning that from this country. So it's going to happen with you as well. But if you are interested in making a career and also sharp and able to remember and willing to hard work as well, then you can join this training session. You can contact me on WhatsApp or email, find a fees, and also how to pay this and how to register. We're starting on 18th of March, and whenever you're watching this video in future as well, whichever the group that I'm starting, this 22nd group. It means that I have trained 21 other group. Each group have multiple participants, over 50 people usually, and from the same country that you belong to. So please try to change your mentality. If you are hardworking, you can contact me, and I will start you build your knowledge from very basic to very advanced level. By the time we end the session, you will have all the required knowledge to start your career, and most probably 4 or 5 years of the knowledge if you're going to attend every session and able to remember everything. So just wanted to convince you. Hopefully you are. Contact me on WhatsApp or email and register for the course whenever the batch is starting. Have a good day. Take care.